In this tutorial you will learn how to use Rockwell 1734 AENTR with an OMRON NX1P2. Let's begin. First, make sure to get the EDS files for the 1734 AENTR from Rockwell website. It doesn't matter what version you select, because we will download the package with all EDS. Import EDS files in SysMac. Now we need to add the correct EDS to SysMac Studio. You will need to know what is the 1734 AENTR revision. Select the corresponding EDS file and add it to SysMac. Setting the 1734 AENTR IP address. To communicate, the 1734 AENTR needs to be in the same network as the controller. To do that, we open up bootp DHCP tool and assign an address to 1734 AENTR. Since I am not able to disable DHCP requests in my 1734 AENTR, I will go to RS-Links Classic and assign a static IP to my device. In RS-Links Classic, I will also change the chassis size to have the real number of elements. Remember that 1734 AENTR counts as one element. In this example, I only have an output card besides the 1734 AENTR. Configuring everything in SysMac Studio. In SysMac Studio, go to Tools, then select Ethernet IP connection settings. Double-click your controller Ethernet IP port. On the right side, click the plus sign to add a new device. Select the device model name, which was added from the EDS file. Fill in the IP address of the device and don't forget to select the correct revision. Now it's the tricky part, the number of inputs and outputs. For the 1734 AENTR, it will always have 8 input bytes just for the status header. In the case of my output card, it also has 1 input byte. So for inputs we need 8 from the status header, plus 1 for the output card. For outputs we just need 1 byte from the output card. Now we need to create the global variables that will store the information from and to the 1734 AENTR. Go to Global Variables and add 2 new variables. The input variable needs to be a byte array with 9 positions. For the output variable, a byte will suffice. To finish up, we need to map the variables that we created to the inputs and outputs of the device. Go back to Ethernet IP settings and on the G tag set, click Registration All, and SysMac Studio will get the 2 variables created previously. After the variables have been registered, we need to map the assembly instances. Instance 101 to our input variable, and instance 100 to the output variable. We now have done everything to establish communications between 1734 AENTR and NX1 controller. We just need to download to the controller and test it. If you, like me, got a little confused with the input and output size, you can check publication 1734 UM016 AENP October 2010. There you can see an example on how to calculate the assembly instance's size. In SysMac case, the idle run header is not accounted when doing the calculation. In my example, I only had an output card. However, in real life, you will have more in different cards. You will need to see how many inputs and outputs your cards take.